The notes for today are Unit 2, Part 3, Writing Linear Equations. So Layla's school just won a contest. 10 lucky students will get to go to Disney World to participate in the computer animation program. In order to determine who will get to go on the trip, principal assigns each of the 150 interested students a number between 1 and 150. Principal starts listing off the numbers for who can attend. So we have our sequence here of 12, 27, 42, 57. Layla realizes there's a pattern. We want to figure out how is the principal choosing which number to call. And if she is number 82, will she get to go on the trip? So we need to figure out, all right, what is the difference between 27 and 12? And if we subtract them, the difference is adding 15. So if I take 27 plus 15, I get my 42. And then 42 plus 15 gives me 57. So if I keep going, 57 and 15 makes 72. 72 plus 15 makes 87. So in the pattern, it's increasing each time by 15. And then Layla is not going to go on the trip because she is number 82, and 82 is not going to get called. Problem 2, we're going to examine the tile pattern at right. We're going to sketch figures 4 and 5. So in class, I had everybody sketch the figure 4 and 5, and then we looked to see how the pattern was growing. So there's a couple ways to look at this. You could look at it as the picture and see, all right, from figure 1 to figure 2, we're adding a block on the top and on the bottom. From figure 2 to figure 3, we're doing the same thing. We're adding one on the top, one on the bottom. So each time we're adding 2 blocks. The other way to think about it is adding all the blocks up. Figure 1 has 3 blocks, figure 2 has 5, and figure 3 has 7. So each time we are adding 2. So in part C, we want to figure out how many tiles are in figure 0. So we want to work backwards to find out what figure 0 would look like. So if we're adding 2 blocks each time, to work backwards, we're going to undo that and we're going to subtract 2 blocks. So we're going to take away this block and this block, which means there's 1 block left over in figure 0. So for problem 3 and 4, we're given a table and we want to find our equation. So what we're going to do is, just to recap, the top is X, the bottom is Y. We're going to focus on our Y values and see how they're changing. So from 2 to 7, we're adding 5. 7 to 12, adding 5. So each time we're adding 5. That number that we're adding each time is our slope. So that's going to go in the slope spot, which is right in front of X. So to figure out what's going to go right here in our Y-intercept spot, it's very easy to find on our table because it's when X is 0. So we're looking at this number, which is a positive 2. So we are going to start at 2 and go up 5 each time. Now, it's a great idea to check to make sure this is right. And all you got to do is plug in some X that you have. Let's say we plug in 4 back in. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. So you can easily check that. For number 4, same idea. We have our X, we have our Y. We're going to focus on our Y values first. We want to see how is it increasing each time. So from 2 to 5, we're adding 3, 5 to 8, 3. So you can see that we're adding 3 each time. So we will start our equation, Y equals 3X plus, and then we want to find our Y-intercept. Again, looking when X is 0, we can identify that number as 2. So our equation is Y equals 3X plus 2. Again, checking it is a great idea. Let's say we plug in the number 2 back in. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. All right, so the last 2 are taking the picture and writing the equation. So before I do anything, I'm going to highlight my X and Y axis. That way I know kind of where I'm looking. And the first thing we want to identify is the Y-intercept. So on this Y-axis here, we have this point at -5. So I know my equation is going to have y equals, we're going to have our slope times x plus our y-intercept. So we can identify the y-intercept right away because that's -5. And then to find this missing slope, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 2 over points. So here we have 2 points, and we're going to figure out how much are we going up and over or down and over, depending on the graph. So from here to here, I'm going up 2 blocks over 1. So my slope is going to be 2 over 1, or you could just say 2. So I'm starting at -5 and I'm going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1 every time. Notice that the line is positive, it's going up and to the right, so we have a positive slope. For example 6, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to identify the y-intercept, which is right here. So that's at -7. So we have y equals, we have our slope, which we're going to find, times x plus -7. So to find this missing piece right here, the slope, we're going to look to see how we're changing. So notice that this time we're going down and over, which means the slope is going to be negative. So we're going down 1 block and over 3. So we're starting at -7, going down 1 over 3 to the right.